feel like happiness is the truth. I am beautiful. I am loved. I am safe. I am free. I don't need to be like them. I just need to be like me. This is a quote that I saw on social media, and I think it is so fitting for our title today, If You're Happy and You Know It. If you're happy and you know it, you can say, I am beautiful. I am loved. I am safe. I am free. I don't need to be like them. I just need to be like me. This is a reminder that happiness is a state of mind and an attitude, and that when we shift our attitude to focusing on something that brings us joy, whether it's from a memory or something that is pleasing, this is how happiness expresses itself. Happiness also expresses itself through gratitude. And so this is an invitation to find joy in the smallest things, to look for the miracles and the blessings, to look for the unexpected good, to express gratitude for the many blessings, and create that feeling tone that allows us to recognize we are happy and we know it. And our Science of Mind perspective on this, I begin with this quote by Dr. Ernest Holmes, our founder, from Help for Today. And Holmes writes, we should rediscover that youthful spirit of that childlike joy which gave us energy, happiness, serenity, and faith we had as children. We should rediscover that youthful spirit of the childlike joy which gave us the energy, the happiness, the security, and the faith we had as children. You may have heard the expression, fake it till you make it, or sometimes we say, faith it till you make it. This principle, along with the principle of act as if it is about turning our attention from what we want, turning our attention to what we want to accomplish, not necessarily what is happening right now. This is a mental equivalent arising, assuring us that this will too come to pass. We also have the pay it forward principle, which is about giving from a place of abundance and gratitude, a place of loving kindness, an act that brings the giver and the receiver a sense of joy. By doing so, we relish in the good, including contentment, joy, gratification, satisfaction, well-being, and gratitude. Our Science of Mind principles are based on creating a positive approach to life. And to some who are unfamiliar with the teachings, it may seem, and I've heard this expression used, it seems like we are a feel-good religion or feel-good teaching that does not take into consideration the human experience of joys and pains, ups and downs, light and dark, recognizing that both are sides of the continuum as well as what is in between. Our Science of Mind principles include a perspective that provides a sense of balance across this entire spectrum. The experience of both sides provides a greater appreciation for both sides. And I like this quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. If we're not in contact with pain, we cannot know what real happiness is. And so expanding this overview of our teaching, we're invited to look within, to enjoy health, bring happiness and peace. One must discipline one's mind, find the way to enlightenment and wisdom. What you think, you become. And this is from the Buddha. Happiness is an inside job. It is a feeling that is induced by a myriad of activators, From the tangible to the abstract, happiness is about being alive and feeling good about living. Individuals who look outside of themselves for happiness or rely on others to make them happy fail to recognize that happiness comes from within. Happiness is not based on material things. Yes, material things can bring us a sense of pleasure. However, what generates happiness is a feeling that makes us leap with delight from within and warms our insides. Again, it's an inside job. Creating happiness from the inside shows us that fear, and as we learned last week, an acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. Creating happiness from the inside may show fear for someone who is afraid to hold themselves responsible for their happiness, thinking that they may miserably fail at it. It's that fear of failure that sometimes keeps us stuck in the rut, proverbially, of not creating the happiness that we desire in our life. And so to move through the fear, we can take a different approach. And we can see this as a great place for exploration, for observation, and for self-regulation. Again, it's an invitation to go within. So one of the ways that we can do this is to begin a treasure hunt and discover your sources of joy. Perhaps that source of joy has been hiding, or life circumstances may have prevented us from exploring our inner happiness. Remember, we are in control of our own destiny. And that destiny is filled with happiness and well-being. And so now is the time to discover what brings us joy, recognizing that what brings us joy is what is important in our lives. If you're happy and you know it. This fun little children's song is a pure depiction of happiness and joy. It's a song of declaration. It's a song of affirmation. And when it is proclaimed, and there are gestures that go along with us to raise the happy tone, if you will. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hurrah. Shout hooray. And so I'm going to invite us, you can remain seated for this. I'm going to invite us, just play a little bit and sing this along. And if you don't know the words, you'll catch on real quick. And so the first line is, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And we clap our hands 2 times. So if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. Thank you for playing along. That was your morning cardio exercise. Our morning seated cardio. Did you feel your happiness meter go up? Did you feel the elevation of the energy in the room? Singing, humming, smiling, and dancing are all the same thing. It creates this experience of excitement and happiness within. And then our next point this morning is, let it begin with me. Happiness is an inside job to be expressed outwardly. Known as the peace song, Let There Be Peace on Earth has been an anthem in Science of Mind centers and churches for quite some time. It suggests that peace begins with the individual me. The lyrics remind us that now is the moment of peace on earth. and that with every step I take, this becomes my joyous vow to take each moment and to live each moment from a place of peace, because peace begins with me. Living from happiness, peace, and joy, we make a positive impact on others. Happiness provides enhancements to our lives and enhancements to the whole. And this is where we're taking this out into the world. This confirms the reciprocal nature of the universe. As we let our individual light shine, the world grows brighter, happier, more peaceful, and more harmonious. And so I have a concluding story to share with you this morning, and I invite you to find not only the humor in the story, but also to really listen for the lesson that is in the story. And it's called The Big Dog and a Puppy. A big dog saw a puppy chasing its tail and asked, "Why are you chasing your tail that way?" And the puppy answered, "I have studied philosophy and solved the problems of the universe, which no other dog before me has ever solved. And I found out that the best thing for a dog life is happiness, and that my happiness is in my tail. This is why I am chasing it. And when I catch it, I will reach happiness," going around in the circle, round and round in the circle. And so the big dog replied, "Son, in my young days, I too was interested in the questions of the universe. I also thought that happiness was in the tail. And in the beginning, I was also chasing it. But later, I noticed that wherever I go and whatever I do, the tail was following behind me. And then I understood that I don't need to chase it. It's an inside job that I don't need to chase. The better we become at doing life from a place of enthusiasm, joyous expectancy, and positivity that lifts our spirits and creates a pleasant aura about us, we learn to expect the unexpected. We look for the miracles at every turn, and we have a brighter outlook on life. Discovering more of ourselves and the treasures within, we realize happiness does begin within me, and I take responsibility and control for my own destiny. I am happy and I know it." And now I've invited our tech team to put in the chat for us and in the comments section on our Facebook page our personal practical application for today. And this is also showing on your screen. And so for those of you who are viewing via Zoom, you can make a copy of this using the chat feature, or if you're very tech-oriented, you can take a screenshot of this and have this as a reminder of what you can do during the week. And so the application is to, and this is part of the discovery that I talked about earlier, get a decorative box or decorate a box as an art project. And the size of the box that you choose is up to you. It can be large or small. The key here is to decorate it in a manner that brings you joy, just by merely looking at it. And then say a prayer or an affirmation to bless the box and all of its contents, and all of the happiness and the joy that it will bring you. And now, place items in your box that bring you joy and lift your spirits, like thank you notes or praise notes you receive, special pictures or other items or mementos that are special to you. Make it personal. As I was looking at this, it reminded me of the gratitude experience that we practiced last year leading up to Thanksgiving. We had our gratitude jar, and we dropped into that jar those pebbles or whatever reminders there were of the expressions of gratitude that showed up in our lives. And we can do the same here with this. This is our blessing box. When you need to lift your spirits, or just admire the contents, create a sacred moment to be with your gratitude or your blessing box and recognize the joy that it has and will continue to bring to you. And so our affirmation for the week, I invite us to say that together. I am happy to be alive, living a joyful life. I am happy to be alive, living a joyful life. Let us pray together. Knowing that happiness is an inside job, that happiness is the life of this creative intelligence that has its all-prevailing presence within each and every one. And this all-prevailing presence is also known as love and joy and peace, the delight of the Spirit. Recognizing that each one is an expression of this joy, this light, this lightness of being. I now speak my word of gratitude for this time together, for the recognition and also for remembering that happiness is an inside job. And that as I apply the principles and the teachings of Science of Mind in my life, which says, I am okay just as I am. I don't need to be anyone else. I can be me, and that is enough. Because this essence, this creative intelligence created me to be the perfect expression of me. And when me was created, the mold was broken, so there can be no other me. And so as I recognize this truth for each one that is present listening to this talk this morning, or those who are viewing us by means of virtual technology at some later point, recognize that the uniqueness of the creation of yourself is absolutely enough. And so going through this journey of life, I recognize that there are those ups and downs, those side turns, those twists, those joys and sorrows that are part of the life experience. And yet I am always at choice to be the perfect me, the exciting me. I can clap my hands, I can stomp my feet, and I can shout hooray, knowing that the God of love that lives as me is expressing all around me. I bless places where individuals are gathering in the name and nature of their faith tradition, their religious tradition, recognizing that there are many paths that lead to the source. And so as we travel these paths together, sometimes they may be parallel, sometimes they may intersect, sometimes they may crisscross. Wherever our points of connection are, let those be points of love. Let those be points of light. Let those be points of compassion. Let those be points of recognizing that this is a reciprocal universe, and it is the giving and the receiving of the name and nature of the Christ consciousness that we all arrive at our destination. I speak my word of blessing for those who are experiencing transitions in life, however those transitions may be showing up, knowing and remembering that there is a divine order. Whether we see it in the moment or not, there is a divine order that is always revealing itself, that is always leading us to those places that says fear, this false expectation of something appearing real, is not the truth of the name and nature of spirit. The truth of the name and nature of spirit is joy, love, peace, and harmony. And we recognize that all of this comes from within the very essence of our being. For those prayer requests that are being held in the silent space of each individual heart, for those that have been shared with a prayer partner, or with a practitioner, or with a minister, or with a counselor, or with a very dear friend, however those requests have been made known, delight in knowing that the answer is yes and amen. And so in recognition of this yes, I give thanks for this and so much more as I release this word back into that law, which says yes, and I just allow it to be so. And I invite you to affirm this together with me as we say, and so it is. And so it is. So I want to say thank you to our virtual family and especially our Facebook family that is joining us and those who will be watching us later on our YouTube channel. We appreciate you, we love you, we thank God for you, and we ask you to help us share the word of God's love. Help us share the word of this energy by sharing this talk with others that are a part of your network, because each one teaching one makes a difference in the world that we live in. And this is our time to participate in the sharing of our abundance. We have an abundance affirmation that is on our screen. Let us say this together. I recognize the presence of God within as the source of my abundance. Out of my abundance consciousness flows everything I could desire in life. With gratitude and thanksgiving, I now participate in the flow of uninterrupted abundance. This prosperous experience is evidence of my abundance consciousness. And for those of you who are gathered here in the center, we have a donation box that is on our hospitality table. And for those who are viewing online, there are multiple ways to contribute to the center, mailing in your check, giving on our secure website, and texting, and all of that information is there for you. I sincerely appreciate the way that you lovingly support this spiritual community. I know that there are many places that are vying for the resources that we share. And we thank you for sharing this with the Monterey Center for Spiritual Living that allows us to continue to expand our programs for growth and expansion of the teachings of science of mind, to really bring these teachings not only to our own selves and the practical application in our own lives, but to expand them out into the world. And so as we prepare to say good morning to our virtual community, we invite you to return next week where we will continue with our May theme, Emotions. And the message is looking anger in the eye. And before we sign off, I would encourage those of you who may not have signed up for our newsletter to do so from our website. And I just want to give a little advance plug. On the last Sunday, May 29th, it's the fifth Sunday, and I normally have that fifth Sunday off. And I've invited a very special guest speaker to be with us by the name of Coach Michael Taylor. And he will offer insights for personal, emotional, and spiritual transformation. So I invite you to tune in. This promises to be very exciting. And so God bless you, we love you, and we appreciate you. And we say good morning.